Now that we show you how to make the broth and the cream sauce, I'm going to bring in some more special guests to help us make the tortellini. This is the essence of Emilia-Romagna. This is tradition. Chicken broth, Parmigiano Reggiano, creamy sauce, but what we are missing? We are missing the tortellini. And who better than two rasdore, as we call in Modena, like the lady of the house. They're the one, they really know how to roll pasta by hand, are here with us, and they're gonna show you what we can do with pasta. So here we have Angela and Katia from the Foundation San Nicola in Castelfranco Emilia, just 10 kilometers from Modena. And their purpose is to keep alive the tradition of make tortellini by hand. Because it's time to rediscover, to focus on and keep alive this kind of heritage from centuries and centuries that the grandmother of our grandmother transferred to us. So we're gonna have one that is gonna show you how to make the dough, and one that, voila, she's gonna roll the dough that we're gonna use to make tortellini. Let's start. You're gonna put like 300 grams of flour and create like a fountain in which you're gonna put 2 yolk and 2 eggs. Then when you have that, you're gonna go with your fork and you're gonna mix and add the flour a little bit at a time. Keep the eggs inside. I want to show you something that is extremely important. Roll. Look how, bubbly this pasta is. That means it's really well done, The more bubbly, the more you mix it and you incorporate air when you create the dough. So when my grandmother was always saying, when the pasta is really well made, it's already half rolled. It's in dialetto is la pasta ben mneda le mezza tireda. È vero?
Giusto.
Right, she said right. I'm translating. When the eggs are really well incorporated, now she's put all the flour and add the rest of the flour. So in the beginning, she didn't put the all 300 grams, but just 250. Because sometimes the flour is absorbing more than usual. Sometimes the eggs are bigger. You see how she does? Usually, when you have to do a lot of big quantity, you cut it in the middle and you split in 2. One does this and one does the other. So it's going like this. With this part of the end, like this. And so you do like this. And for big quantities, it's much easier. And then at one point, you mix the two. When we were kids, we were making 20, 25 eggs of tortellini every Sunday. And it was like for the big family. Actually, they were never enough because when you have pasta, you just want to eat pasta, You see here, she did very good job. You see all the bubbly everywhere. So she incorporate air. But now, this dough need to rest. So we cover it and we let him rest for half an hour. You see how practice She's rolling pasta very well. And she's using her body to keep the pasta close to the board and to make them thinner. It's very good. You did a great job, eh? Alzala. Alzala. Okay. You see how perfect the work is? You know, you see it's just perfectly yellow and well done. So the pasta for tortellini has to be very, very thin and not irregular. Has to be very regular. The pasta for the tagliatelle has to be more thick, and even irregular is fine because it's more complicated the moment in which you eat it, you know? It's beautiful. Really well job. Yeah, it's so thin and so perfectly done. This is the filling of the tortellini. That's why I say this is a very complex flavor. And each family in Modena has its own recipe. And, and so the taste in the palate is, it's up to you. Also, this is a very important thing, a very important message, because the tortellini is just a container of ideas, you know. You can fill the tortellini with Peking duck and have an amazing result. But for us, in Modena, is a reflection of a mixture of all the flavor from the area. So you have the Parmigiano Reggiano, prosciutto, ham, beef, pork, and a little bit of nutmeg. A little bit. Because for me, nutmeg is something that, covers the flavor. But when you have ingredients like this, you don't need to cover the flavor. You just have to keep the tradition alive. To make the tortellini filling, you start by lightly seasoning the pork and the beef with salt and pepper. Then you heat a pan. Add olive oil and flash sear the meat for a few moments to release a light flavor of caramelized meat. Then you place the meat on a tray with paper towel and put them in a refrigerator to cool. When they are cool, put them in a bowl. Then add mortadella and prosciutto. Then use a grinder attachment. Grinding the meat twice will give you an even, smoother texture. Then add the right quantity of Parmigiano that will match with the Parmigiano Reggiano sauce. And finally, you add a little touch of nutmeg at the end, the nostalgia, and mix it all together by hand. Now we have the dough that is relaxing, another dough that has been perfectly rolled and is ready to be cut. To cut the dough, you use this. You can buy easily this kind of, things, and it's like 3.5 centimeters. We are like cutting the square to make the tortellini. Very precise. Now, last step for the tortellini. And I want to introduce to you 2 columns of the tortellante. Tortellante is a foundation we just opened in Modena. It's an inclusive project in which we put together young men with special need and to preserve the tradition of make tortellini, to keep tradition alive, all together, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Good. Let's start. So you get a little bit of the filling. You put it inside, in the heart, the middle of the square. You fold it like this, half. You press it like this. You turn it around your finger. Then you press it and you close it. You know? So when you close it, you press it and you don't have a double pasta, segment of pasta. So when you cook it, it's cooked in the perfect way. Okay, so again, you have like pasta and filling. You fold in the middle and you create a triangle. Then you roll it like this and you close it, pressing inside.
You like?
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So you see, this is Milan has big fingers and makes big tortellini. I have little fingers and I make small tortellini. Taka has little fingers and he makes the most tiny tortellini ever, you know? And they're amazing. Making tortellini is something that brings me to my youthness when I was 6, 7 years old and we were all around the table to make pasta all together, the whole family, and we were dreaming together, we were fighting, we were making peace, we were planning the future. But in the meantime, we were making tortellini. We couldn't stop if we want to eat it. And this is a super traditional thing, especially during the holidays, during Christmas season. And we're going to fill the whole tray, and we're going to fill another one and another one till, you know, we're like totally overloaded. It's something that comes from the love to stay together, the approach to this way of cooking together as a family. This is a handmade pasta, and we cook it right away. You just need the chicken broth that is boiling. So at that point, you pour the tortellini in, and you let them come up. In the moment they come up, they are ready. You're gonna dry them, you put in a plate, and you pour a beautiful broth, clear like this. With the cream, before even they start coming up, but you feel that they are ready, you dry them, and you finish the cooking inside the creamy sauce. They're gonna absorb all the flavor from Parmigiano, from panna, and they are so sweet and so full of umami. You wanna eat another one and another one and another one. You finish in 1 second. Metti, spiattoli tu. Te in brodo. Panna anch'io.
Panna e parmigiano.
Okay, let's have a question. Okay, who prefer the tortellini in broth? Il brodo. Chi preferisce il brodo? Chi preferisce i tortellini con la parmigiano crema?
Io so
You see, this is for Gianni degli Angeli. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 1. Come on. Guys, let's jump. Dai,
prima.
Cioè, sì, ma sentili così adesso. Perché tu non li hai mai mangiati così.
No, le mangio con la panna, dai.
Sì, ma senti questi.
No, dai, sono buoni.
Mamma mia.
Dalle calze i baffi.
No, ma
Ma sono buonissimi.